All right, Shalom. We the Brothers of Great Millstone, the church in Birmingham, Alabama. And as always, want to begin by giving all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakatadash.
Yeah, the ancient Hebrew tongue will be the correct names of the Heavenly Father, His only begotten Son, and the Holy Spirit. Also, we'd like to give double honors to our teachers, the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the brothers that are laboring in this work. And as always, you believe with the Akim as well as the Aqua. Those of you subscribe to this truth as well. So you'll be back once again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. And this is going to be the 60th installment of an ongoing series dedicated to prophecy as foretold in the scriptures. Because what you're going to find out is life and existence itself is pretty much scripted. And the earth, if you will, would be the stage in which this drama is played out on. All right. And what we're witnessing, especially now, we're in a very heavy time, man. We got to thank Yahweh Shai for exposing us, to the inner workings of reality, pretty much. Because you got the average person, they're just going about their day-to-day business as usual approach, and they don't understand that you're on the cuffs, you're at the rim of a time in history that can't be rivaled. Matter of fact, let's start off with that in Daniel, the 12th chapter, man. We're in very serious times. Hey, when you read the scriptures, we're understanding it's really a build up to this moment, okay? You see this word great that's centered around this current system. All right, Babylon the great misery shall be done. Well, the reason why, because really when you go into the idea of something great, it's the climax. It's something in its perfection. Also, we can get, what's that, Revelation 14? Somebody hold that on deck. Go ahead,
God. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time.
Oh, read that again.
And at that time.
And at that time, proving that there's a certain time. Pretty much this is a scene in this drama where all hell is set to break loose. All right? The Lord is going to show forth. It's going to be a performance for the ages, man. Okay? And when you go into, for an example, 70 AD, Masada, where you had the siege, where the so-called white man in the form of the Romans cut off the supplies of the city. And it got so bad, it was a very dark time in history for Israel. It got so bad to where Jake had to eat their belts. They ate all the grass off the ground, all the leaves off the trees. Then guess what eventually happened? They had to commit cannibalism, man. And that's not talked about. You got Israelites out there, they cool with throwing fringes. We were just talking about that too. The brother was discussing it. Well, a nigga fringe everything. Nigga have his dog collar fringed, right? But they don't understand the severity that comes with this, man. This story, okay? Well, we about to go into that again. What's that, Luke the 19th chapter? All right, go ahead,
God, Daniel 12 and 1. And at that time,
yep,
shall Michael stand up, the great prince, we're standing for the children of thy people.
Yep, they're standing for the children of thy people. Go ahead.
And there shall be a time of trouble.
See, and there shall be a time of trouble. Go ahead.
As like such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time.
Right. So there's going to be a time when you can write, and I just mentioned 70 AD, but you can move to even more recent history. When you came over here as cargo, that was a very dark time. You have to have the right stomach to even entertain those stories of defecating and vomiting on one another, being cast overboard. Oh, they said, they had sharks circling the ships and following the ships. Guess what? That's going to pale in comparison to what Yahweh Shai is prepared for now. Okay? You know how we know that? Oh, because you got certain Israelites that said, no, there's no time of Jacob's trouble. We already been through the time of Jacob's trouble. Jacob's trouble was when we was hung and lynched and castrated. Prove that the fact that you got mechanical dogs. Now, reason why I say that, when you go back to the natives, it's documented. And this ain't, you know what I mean? This ain't for just the casual Israelite, man. Because you can ill hustle this and you'll think we some crazy guys, right? We got Bibles open and we talking about mechanical dogs. But when you go into like the natives, it's well documented how these devils, man, they would take the pregnant woman and they have the dog to actually rip open her stomach. Well, now you got mechanical dogs, and if I'm not mistaken, now I saw something where it was one of these countries. They actually just ordered a bunch of mechanical dogs. You could probably did you hear about that?
Was it China?
Was it China? It was one of them.
It was Hawaii.
Hawaii. Oh yeah, Hawaii.
It was Hawaii. It
was who?
Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
They just ordered mechanical dogs. Hey, that's for Jake, man. The war is on, and the hunt is on, and you ought to pray, man. All right, because Esau get off on the blood of Jake. Give me that in Ezekiel 35th chapter. And all you people out there who took light the words of Yahweh, the Apostle Ramlah was going into that today. Read the first chapter. Read Proverbs 1. Proverbs 1 is about to be infused. So all of you out there who took light the word, the warning of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, what you think gonna happen, man? All right. Matter of fact, come on, continue to read. Right. That was it on that? On that, Daniel?
No, I gotta finish it off.
Yep, finish that off.
It says, I read from the top again. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, with standard for the children of thy people.
And that's for the elect. Because according to the story, according to the prophecies, there's going to only be a select number of spirits that's going to be counted worthy to escape this wrath, man. Right? And even in that, the scriptures tell you how the elect is going to escape by the skin of their teeth. We're going to be scarcely saved. It's going to be an element of preserving, which when you consider anything that's preserved is preserved despite the elements surrounding it, the conditions around it. That's the idea of preserving. Okay, come on.
It says, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time.
And this requires one with understanding and a feel for history, because you'll appreciate that when you know about history, all the dark times in history, not just 70 AD with the Greeks. Antiochus, which Antiochus, that could be Biden, right? Because he get off on this campaign to come after Israel. Remember, the New World Order will be forged by martial law. Now that term martial law goes back to what? Warlike law. So you got legislations and laws on the books that's really set up to wage war against Israel. If you don't believe me, what's the Secretary of Defense, I think, is that her, who kept saying this is a war. Yeah. This is a war on the crown 18. This is a war. And who's the face of the pandemic? You Israelites, man. Okay? See, we know you devils, man. We know what your blessing is. Your blessing is the sword, meaning what? Your reasoning is driven by war. You're not going to sit down and deal with us diplomatically, man. You're going to come after us. Let me just throw this out there. For those of you who subscribe to the testimony of Yahweh, fret not. Because according to the prophecy, the Lord is not going to give us over to this man's wicked imaginations, man. All right, come on.
God, it says, and at that time, thy people shall be delivered. Everyone that shall be found written in the book.
In the book, those who are in Yahweh, so you can understand. Those are the only ones that's going to be delivered. Those who are written in the book. That's why Yahweh made the statement, those who abide in me. All right? So for those of you, like I said, who subscribe to the testimony of Yahweh, who have made this truth your refuge, then the Lord is going to deliver you. All right? So come on. Anybody got something? Yeah. All right, come on.
Revelation 3:10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience.
That's Yahweh. You to keep the word of the patience means to hold fast to Yahweh. Because we know the word is who? Our Lord, man. The story didn't change up. All right, it's the same story. The Lord sent forth a deliverer for Israel. Okay, he's always been there, man. You don't believe it? Read Daniel the 3rd chapter. Because that was Yahweh who saved those 3 children out of the furnace. Okay, come on.
It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience.
Woo! That's bad. Yeah, go ahead.
I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation,
beautiful,
which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell.
Hey, that's the time we in, man. All right. This thing has shifted from year to year, to month, to week. Now is hour to hour. We watching now as we doing the lesson. You know, we kind of hoping to get an alert. We want to, you know what we want, man? We want to switch gears. We want to do this lesson. Say, oh, the money just crashed. Change the title. But that's how close we are. Okay? We right at the cusp. We right at the realm of all hell breaking loose. And guess what? That's the doctrine, man. Somebody hold Isaiah, the 6th chapter and the 10th verse. You got something up? You got that?
I know I got some real.
Yeah, go ahead and get what you got. And also, yeah, go ahead and get that.
God, this is going back. He said that hour to hour. This is 1 Peter 4 and verse 7. It says, but the end of all things is at hand.
Whoa.
Be ye therefore sober and watch.
Hey, hold up. That's heavy. It said the end of all things are at hand. All right. And that includes the joy and mirth, the folly of you people, man. That's at hand. That funny looking smile on you, America. Hey, we out there in the streets. You can see the look on their face. They ready to be taken, man. They got this stupid look, bopping with, with a damn Starbucks cup. Not knowing the danger that's waiting on you, man. It's a lion on the loose, man. Oh, it was years back in India. It was a lion on the loose. You can probably look it up. He was terrorizing the people. They couldn't do nothing, man. Hey, that's equivalent to the time we're in now. Yahweh Shai has been loose. The death angels are loose. Loose the death angels. Like the movie, Release the Kraken, where the death angels are loose. And they hovering around you Americans, man. And unless you have that mark, the mark of Yahweh Shai on you, you're going to be took, man. Go ahead, up.
God. It reads, this 1 Peter 4 and 7. But the end of all things is at hand.
Yeah, and again, that's across the board. All right, from your luxuries, your delicacies. Oh, we was going into a camp, comfort food, convenient culture, all that at hand. Right? Go ahead.
It says, be ye therefore sober.
Right, and what it means to be sober, you have to be locked into this. Hey, just say you have a whole lot of drinks on the table. The one person who's drinking water is the clear-minded one. See, we got the water. That's not talking about physically not having a drink, man. You have a simple Christian, mainly. They threw away all their brews. Look, man, that's not physical. This is spiritual. To be sober means you are not to entertain any other form of teaching out there, man. Especially now, man. If you're on the fence now, I'm going to just call it in the spirit. You dead.
Right. You
dead right now, man. Unless you fully commit to Yahweh Shai, which means to fully commit to this doctrine when presented properly in its spirit form, you dead. We too late in the game for you to be still watching ISUPK or some crazy shit.
Mixed wine.
Yeah, that mixed wine. And that usually you throw up everything in. But you should be having a clear mind, which is water. You should be digesting the water. So it said, be ye sober. Go ahead.
It says,
and let me say something real quick too. It's not only reserved to teachings in the Bible. Wine goes into whatever philosophy. You might be teetering back into the world, trying to figure out how to a career or a broad, anything that could take you off of this mission. So that's what it means to be sober. You should be locked in. You should be, anticipate, man. Go ahead.
And watch unto prayer.
And watch. Really, the watch means to be in this truth, whether prophesying or believing, just being in this arena. Now, that reminds me of Noah. If you want to you can get it in Genesis, the 5th chapter. It goes into the parallels, I think around the 29th verse. But the best example we can give you is Noah. Noah was busy building, man. That means he was locked into the spirit. When you building, you measuring, and you ain't got time to be doing nothing else, man. So that's what we doing. All right, so Come on, yep. You know what? We'll start with you out and go around.
This Romans 13 verse 11. It says, "And knowing that, knowing the time,
beautiful,
that now it is high time to awake out of sleep."
Come on, man. Read that again, huh?
Romans 13:11. And that knowing the time.
Oh, you can stop right there. And that knowing, somebody look up that word knowing. Whoever got the blue letter on deck. There might be a decree. Everybody ever had a blue letter. All right, knowing. Hey, because when you go into what Yahweh Shai said about the parallels of the time of Noah, he said, and they knew not that what got everybody killed in the old world. They knew not. So now we understand why it's a premium to have this understanding, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, whoever got you got it out. Come on.
Yeah, come. G1492. It says to see, to perceive.
Oh, come on, man.
Yep.
Go ahead.
To perceive with the eyes, to perceive by any of the senses.
Oh, which goes into being what? Alive. You know, you guys are spiritually dead. You know, somebody be clinically dead. They put the light on their eye. They open their eye. You got this docile look. But our senses are activated. Our spiritual antennas is up through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah. We understand perfectly well what's taking place. Right? Come on.
It says to perceive, to notice, to discern,
discover. Come on, man. To notice, to discover. So that was scripture say, knowing what time we in. That's also what 1 Thessalonians the 5th chapter. Right? Go ahead, up.
It says to turn the eyes. It says to turn the eyes, the mind, the attention to anything.
Wow.
To pay attention.
Observe. Oh, come on. That's the spirit. To pay attention right now, we should be locked in, man. And look, count yourself to be in a privileged position to even be in this council, man. Not just per se in this setting, but the apostles or any other brothers out there doing streams, or you locking into you know how many people don't know about these teachings, man? You know how many people, they might know about Israel, but they don't know about the in-depth, of the teachings. They don't know about Great Millstone. You could be an Israelite, but do you subscribe to the testimony of Yahweh Shai, which is the way to life? So what the definitions say, to be attentive, to be locked in, to be paying attention. Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, it says to see about something, i.e. to ascertain what must be done about it, to inspect, examine.
Whoa.
To look at.
Hey, because usually that when you get somebody to, you got a kid running around in the house being bad, but when they start thundering the lightning or something, they listening up. But that's us in the spirit, we locked in, man. Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, it says to know of anything.
Whoa.
To know, get knowledge of, understand, perceive.
And this is what separates those who potentially could be counted worthy to be delivered. We know what time we in, man. We know the season that we in. Hey, that's an old saying, knowing is half the battle. Well, really, when you apply that to this truth, knowing is the battle. All right? It's all centered around knowing. Right? Is it any more than that?
That's pretty much it.
All right, come on.
Ephesians 5:15. See then that you walk circumspectly and not as fools. So by knowing, all right, which is knowledge, just say for instance, if you know it's a hole right there, you're not gonna walk directly into the hole, all right? Because guess what? You're gonna fall. But it says, seeing then that you walk circumspectly means to what? To look around. And how do you do that? Through the spirit, through your eyes being anointed with the eye salve. It says not as fools, and that's the opposite of what?
Wow.
Knowing. The opposite of being knowledgeable, being a fool. It says, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil.
Man, come on, man. Well, that reminds me of Proverbs 22:3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil. But then on the flip side, it says, but the simple pass on and are destroyed, man. or punished. You know. All right, come on.
It says, "Wherefore be ye not unwise,
Wow.
but understanding."
Come on, man. Knowing.
Yes.
And what happened was the Lord briefed us on his plans. Simple as that. It happened in the time of Noah. All right. And it tells you that in Hebrews the 11th chapter, how Noah being warned. You got? I thought.
I'm agreeing with it.
Yeah. Noah being warned, right, of the impending danger. It tells you that he proceeded to build forth a house for him and his it says
saving of
his house. Okay, all right, come on.
It says, "But understanding what the will of the Lord."
Oh, you know what that is? That's what Romans, the 12th chapter. Understanding the perfect will of Yahweh Shana Shai. That ye may know. Come on, man. Hey, come on, man. Yeah, so heavy, man. So this is nothing to gloss over. Yep, the brother Nathaniel saw. Beautiful. 1 Thessalonians 5:1.
That's it.
Yep, that's it, brother.
That's it.
It said, but of the times and the seasons, see, brethren, that's a personal thing. Ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know.
There it is.
Yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. And the Lord give a vivid illustration. When you consider a woman that about to have a child,
right,
she don't know. You know, you can narrow it down, but it's always of a sudden. She washing the dishes or something. Oh, my water, bro, you know. So that's the Lord giving you, you know, he's giving you a illustration, if you will, on how to gauge how this thing gonna play out. Even though we watching, you know, what scriptures tell you is not gonna come upon us as a thief, but you know, even in that, you're gonna be like, oh shit, you know, we here. All right, so you still got some more there, right?
Come. Romans 13, verse 11. In that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
Yep, to wake out of sleep. Go ahead.
For now is our salvation.
Oh, and that goes into wet senses. When you sleep, all your senses out, man. You sliding, you sprawled over the bed, man. You know? But it's time to awake out of sleep. That nigga be sleep, man. And, you know, and a nigga sleep into the nigga be sleep at 3 in the evening, man. You know? Where the scripture says, high time for us to wake out of sleep. Right? Go ahead.
It says, for now is our salvation nearer than we believe.
That's heavy. Our salvation is nearer than we believe. And with that comes danger. Because it tells you in Acts the 14th chapter how through much tribulation we shall enter into the kingdom. So if our salvation is nearer, think about it. That means destruction is near. You can't be saved unless there's a destruction. So if the Lord says salvation is near, then that means danger is near. Okay? All right, so that was it, right?
Okay.
We'll go around.
Okay.
I know y'all boys got it.
1 Peter 5:8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil.
That's heavy right there. The first two, be sober, be vigilant. Can we look up that word vigilant?
God, I got it right here. Really.
Beautiful. Hey, you know what? Go ahead and look up sober too, and then look at vigilant. See what they give you.
This is sober, be sober. Strong's G 35:25. To be calm and collected in spirit, temperate.
Woo! Come on, man. They're not talking about like, you know, drinking fit. And there's guys that say that. Like a pastor, you know what I mean? Why are you drinking? And he probably, you know, a more sophisticated Bible thumper. And they'll call for that precept on you. Be sober. You know? There's a nigga pour out his 40, man. You feel bad. But that's saying in the spirit. Read it again. Huh?
God, it says to be sober, to be calm and collected in spirit.
In spirit. Be rooted, be grounded. You can't be all over the place. Your mind can't be thinking about what's happening with this and with that. None of that matters, man. Yeah, you gotta be single out. You worried about some physical carnal shit, then the power will go out. Then what? You should have been locked into the spirit. Go ahead, Up.
It says dispassionate, unemotional, not influenced by strong emotion.
Come on, man. Like I just said, the spirit. You can't be influenced by external things. You know, now all of a sudden you feel some type of way because this happened and that happened. Look, man, you have to understand the big picture. We all got to. When I say we have to, man. Because you in the flesh, we all in the flesh. But that's why moments like this matter. You know, every opportunity you can, you know, for brothers who committed to performing the services of the Lord, every opportunity you can, do the work. For you listeners, you believers out there who it might not be your lot to teach, you know, or what have you, but you believe, every opportunity, lock into the videos. Hey, it's going to be a time where Lord going to take all this away anyway. Most notable come to mind, 2 Ezra 5, where it say the land shall be barren of faith and truth shall be hidden. It's going to be a time you're not going to have access to the truth, man. This the time. Go ahead, Huh?
Yeah, going to that word, vigilant. Let's see.
That's a call word. That's a title.
Yeah, it says give strict attention to.
Oh, give strict attention to. Come on.
It says be cautious, active, take heed.
Well, that's another word, cautious. Like, you know, if you traveling the road, you looking, your antennas up,
right?
Your spidey senses, you know,
tingling.
Yeah, you know, you're not relaxed. Your feet shouldn't be kicked up right now. Right. You know, your boots should be laced, right, and your loins girded about. Right. Matter of fact, can you get that in 2 Peter? I think it's 1 Peter 1:13.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
It says, keeping careful watch for possible danger
or
difficulties.
Hey, I'm gonna say something, man. A lot of you out there offended of Great Millstone Storm with our leaders, the elders and apostles. You offended, but you're gonna thank us, man. You can thank me later. That's a saying. You can thank me. Matter of fact, you know, you can thank me later. That's actually a saying, because you're gonna appreciate the fact that you had men giving it to you raw. Imagine if the people would have hearkened to Noah. They would have lived, but as it were, they didn't, and they died. And it was a horrific death. They was choking. They was in a state of gagging. When you drown, that's a bad death, man. You just in a state of gagging for 8 weeks.
Like you said, you quoted the scripture, the simple pass on and are punished.
And the key word is simple. And your simplicity, look, man, simplicity will get you killed. Simple. No, let me say that again. Simplicity is going to get you killed. Guaranteed. Hey, Ecclesiastes, the 5th chapter, the Lord proclaimed, he said he take no pleasure in fools, man. All right, so this word is here, and it's well written. You have the writings and the prophecies, the sayings, the prophets, the psalms, you know, the songs. You think that was just death? You just lay on yourself, you open it up to Psalms 23 and put it up on yourself, and you go on an emotional roller coaster ride, you know? No, it was here for our learning. This is what pleases Yahweh Shema. And it makes sense. Look how everything is orchestrated. This is a God of wisdom. Oh, that's 1 Samuel, the 2nd chapter. The Lord is a power of knowledge. Look how everything laid out beautifully. The ecosystem, if you will, the sun, the heavenly bodies, you know, the animals, you know, your molecular structures. You got ants all the way up to dinosaurs. All right, come on.
Yeah, going back in 1 Peter 5:8, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour.
Yeah, you have the spiritual being Satan that's going to be tempting everybody. That's going to be sifting and trying to get brothers out of the truth, throwing stumbling blocks in front of you. You got to lock in. Then you actually have a physical counterpart that's looking, he's bloodthirsty. You know how long it's been since Esau been able to hang you publicly? This nigga, that's his desire. Like a nigga been waiting on a hit. He ain't had a hit you know, why he's gonna be craving, he's stealing. Esau, you know, Esau get off on that, man. He's not built like you. Jake desire is to ball, live luxurious, and you know, cause you chill, cause you have a princely, you know, you wired like that. But Esau get off on hunting the prey. He longed for the day where he could drag you into the public square and hang you in front of everybody, man. Go ahead, up.
That's it on that.
Yeah, but now he's doing it in the form of pork and Fagos and Fritos and shit. All right, so that was it. You go back to that was it on the precept?
Yeah, that was
okay,
it.
come. All right, come on. You got something?
It's on Matthew 10:34. Think not I come to send peace on the earth.
Yep.
I come not to send peace, but a sword.
And those are the words of our Lord Yahweh. That's that's really the overtone of the time we in. It's about war. Okay. Also, that sword goes into division, where the Lord is going to win a time of separation too, man. Yeah, what's his name? Brother Amos, man. He was all nervous, talking, couldn't keep his hands still. Trying to convince us to come together, man. When Yahweh himself separating everything, man. You think Noah wasn't bringing everybody together? Go ahead, that was it out?
It's Ezekiel 21:9. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, saying, a sword is sharpened, and also fervors. Ezekiel 21:10, it is sharpened to make the sword slaughter. It is furbished that you make glitter.
Yep, furbished meaning you prepare it. The Lord is furbishing and polishing that sword up. Everything is prepared. Okay? Or being prepared for a great slaughter. Go ahead, up.
Should we then make mirth?
Yeah. Oh, should you be making mirth right now? Should you be engaging in folly? Which that's on display here in America. That's accessible. So-called white man facilitate and accommodate your lust. Right? You got motherfuckers walking around going, motherfuckers right now out in clubs and happy hour and, fulfilling the desires of the flesh. But the scriptures give you a stern warning against that spirit, man. Right? We should not make mirth right now. And you know what's heavy about the Lord, right? See, it's already written and prepared. Hey, can't nobody go back and talk. Hey, Lord, let's talk it out. Could we change this? And could you let up on this aspect? No, it's already written. It's decreed, and the Lord on his throne waiting for it to play out, man. So now you just hope that you fall in the lot. The story written. Heavy, man, scary. That's why we at the mercy of Yahweh Shema Shah. Go ahead, up.
It could tempt to rob my son as every tree. Ezekiel 21:11. And he have given it to be furbished, that it may be handled.
Oh, go ahead.
This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer.
Yep, to give it into the hand of the slayer. Go ahead, that was it on that?
Come on.
Because ultimately, Yahweh Shema Shah is the one that's controlling it. All right? It's almost like somebody having a joystick and, they the one who controlling the game. So the Lord is the one that's going to set the tone. All right, so that was it on that?
Ezekiel 21:12. Cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people. It shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people.
Yep, we're coming into the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay? Go ahead.
Smite therefore upon that thigh.
Yeah, so the Lord have given out explicit instructions to the death angels to smite Israel. Because that's who's going to really feel the brunt of this, because Esau already, scriptures tell you Esau is the son of perdition. He already numbered to the sword. But for those who cleave to him, then you're going to partake in his judgment. And that's in Wisdom of Solomon. No, Ecclesiasticus. Wisdom of Solomon is it 13? He that is, you got that?
Are you talking about Isaiah?
That's 1 and 2. 13 and 15, you got that? All right,
I know what you're talking about.
Isaiah 13
give me
and
that.
15. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined.
Thrust through with what? That same sword. All right, go ahead.
And everyone that is joined unto them.
Joined into who? Esau, the so-called white man. See? Go ahead.
Shall fall by the sword.
Shall fall by the sword. All right, come on.
They
chimed in. They chimed in on that. Yeah. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 13:1.
That's it.
He that toucheth pitch shall be defiled therewith.
Right, and that pitch is symbolic to the so-called white man. And to touch it means to cleave to it. You have made the so-called white man your refuge. Any of you who trust in this devil, you're going to be defiled therewith. Go ahead.
And he that have fellowship with a proud man shall be like unto him.
Shall be like unto him. And if the scriptures say that his destiny is to be destroyed, he's the son of perdition, then you're going to be like unto him. All right, so you're going to, you might have got the perks that he had. You might have been able to reign with him and enjoy the spoils for a season, but now you got to also partake in the judgment that the Lord prepared for this devil, man. All right, so that's it. All right, come on. Let me get to Zion one first.
Yeah, come on. The word presented to Jeremiah the prophet, Jeremiah 18 and verse 11. Now therefore go to and speak to the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, saying, Thus saith the Lord, behold, I frame evil against you.
Woo!
And devise a device against you.
Yeah, and that frame going to the words. Matter of fact, hold that and give me that in First Ezra, the first chapter. The Lord said he framed evil against you, which is equivalent to a decree. You know? Like, you write the decree, I have spoken, that's it. Don't come back to me. You put that signet on it. That's it, man.
Signed, stamp
is official. Ain't no way out of it. You can't bag out of it. Okay? It's already written. Come on up.
First Ezra 1:24. As for the things that came to pass in his time,
which is in this time right now, the things that are going to come to pass, right? Go ahead.
They were written in former times.
They were written in former times. So the Lord wrote it, just like we read now, Jeremiah. The things that's about to come to pass, the things that are about to befall you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, when the Lord allowed this devil, he allowed this man to open up on you, man. It was already written. Read it again from the top.
As for the things that came to pass in his time, they were written in former times.
Yep, go ahead.
Concerning those that sinned and did wickedly against the Lord.
Now, that's concerning Israel. Because those who sinned was those who was given the laws. Go ahead.
And did wickedly against the Lord above all people and kingdoms.
See, proving that's dealing with Israel. Because, again, you was held to a standard. You was given laws to keep, right? So when you trespassed and transgressed against those commandments and statutes, now you got to be held accountable for that. Go ahead.
And how they grieved him exceedingly.
And that in particular happened in the wilderness, in which the Apostle Hall broke that down, how the chariot that was out there was zapping people. Yahweh was zapping people for. Man, this is a heavy stuff. Y'all gonna find out, man, about the God of the Bible, man, and his veracity, the true nature of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. You think this is a game? Go ahead,
It says.
Oh, and again, it was dark in that wilderness. It was dark as hell, and you murmured some shit under your breath, and then you heard some. Now you hear electricity. Getting closer and closer. Zip your ass. Go ahead.
So that the words of the Lord.
Oh, so that what?
The words of the Lord.
The words of the Lord. Go ahead.
Rose up against Israel.
Rose up against Israel. So it was the decrees of the Lord that he spoke and sanctioned that's going to rise up against you. When the Lord wrote that it was going to be a famine of biblical proportions, that's projected to come here to America. That was written. Those words going to rise up against you. See? And the Lord snared you people beautifully. Nigga have a sweet tooth. Nigga got a thing for a chalupa. The Lord set that up, right?
Yeah,
see, y'all don't understand that. That was how about Shemal Shah is greatly to be feared. He did all that so I'm telling you, man, and it's gonna be taken away, man. You people gonna go nuts out here. All right, so come on back, man.
Yeah, it says, behold, I frame evil against you.
Yeah. Come on. Oh, but that's Lamentation, the 4th chapter. They shall pine away for once of the fruits of the field. You got a taste for a quesadilla, but the Lord take it away. But in your mind, you know what it tastes like. See, that's the power we're dealing with here, man. It's going to be a torturous death, a very cruel form of punishment, man. That's why, man, again, I got to say it again. If you hear, you're in a privileged position for those who sincerely seeking out their power, man. The Lord are going to honor that, you know? You just got to continue to the end. Go ahead, Al.
Yeah, behold, I frame evil against you and devise a device against you.
Woo!
Return ye now everyone from his evil way.
See? Return ye now everyone from his evil way. Why? Because the Lord already set the snare. That's somebody tell you that, look, man, I'm going to kill you, man. I already got it laid out. I'm going to call you into a meeting. I'm going to kill you, bro. By next Friday, I'm going to kill you. I already got it laid out. Got people on deck to get you. Now, with that, you better come on back and do right. That was the Lord telling you, man. The Lord said, I've devised evil against you. There's snares and traps out there that you ain't not going to know whence they came, man. Say, but you got to return to your How How do you return to the Lord? By believing, and that's in St. John, the 6th chapter. Okay, come on.
It says, and make your ways and your doings good.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 12. And they said, there is no hope, but we will walk after our own devices, and we will everyone do according to the imagination of his own evil heart.
And that's the consensus. Those who hear this word, they in their mind say, there's nothing in that. There's no hope. I can't put my stock into what you're saying. I can't buy that. I can't buy into that. So now I got to walk after my own devices. I have to set up some exit plan for myself. I got to go to school, or I got to get on the hustle. I got to book some studio time. I got to go work out in the gym so I can be the next LeBron James. But in that event, you have just, what's that? Isaiah 30. They despise the Holy One of Israel. They despise, you know, not understanding that this is your only way out. And again, by this being the time of salvation, that proves that we're in the time of destruction now. And all hell breaking loose. Come on up.
13. Therefore, thus said the Lord, ask ye now among the heathen who have heard such things. The virgin of Israel have done a very horrible thing. 14. Will a man leave the snow of Lebanon, which cometh from the rock of the field? Or shall the cold flowing waters that come from another place be forsaken? Because my people have forgotten me, they have burned incense to vanity, they have caused them to stumble.
Yeah, because when the Lord said that you forgot him, which would come to mind, Hosea, the 4th chapter, that means you lost your faculties, your reasoning. What's the opposite of that? What's that? It's the 2 Peter 3:1. The Lord will stir up your pure mind by way of remembrance. To remember something, that proves you have your wits about you. You know? So you forgot your power, man. Right? Go ahead up.
It says, and they have caused them to stumble in their ways from the ancient paths, to walk in paths in a way not cast up, to make their land desolate and a perpetual hissing. Everyone that passeth hereby shall be astonished and wag his head.
Yeah, because, you know, Israel, they walk in them paths, which we've been into. Them paths is doctrines, different outlooks on life, whatever you chose to follow after. You know, the certain path that you embarked on, which, by the way, has a destination. Whatever you subscribe to, your destiny awaits. And see, in Matthew the 7th chapter, it speaks about that broad path. Now, the reason why it's broad, because there's a lot of paths in it. You know, you could go so many ways. But that leads to destruction versus the narrow path, which is one outlet, one way out of it. That's the only path that leads to life. Okay? And that path is through this truth. You got more of that?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, verse 18. It says, then said they, come and let us devise devices against Jeremiah, for the law shall not perish from the priest, nor counsel from the wise, nor the word from the prophet, Come and let us smite him with the tongue, and let us not give heed to any of his words.
and really, these Jakes, they want to kill us, man. You know, and pretty much our words is I don't want to use the word nuisance, but it's like a stone.
Burden.
Yeah, it's a burden. It's a burden. That's the best word. Yep. Because why? At the forefront of the teachings of Yahweh, this book, when taught properly, it brings restrictions, man. That's why you have so many people that's not willing to yield and hearken to the true messengers, because it is an overtone of restrictions. We pretty much come in, which the Elder Yashawama was touching on it. We pretty much saying the party's over. Jake don't want to hear that, man. You know, Jake feels as if this is the time to unwind, right? That YOLO spirit, you only live once, right? But, you know, we telling you that you got to return to your power, you should be destroyed. And with that, even, and I'm going to say this too, for you Israelites, just because you know that you're an Israelite, that doesn't validate, you know, your salvation. Because a lot of Israelites, they're not willing to come under the right order as well because of these restrictions. Reason why you got guys who rather join IUIC, you know, besides the fact that they spiritually discern, which means mentally retarded, is because they're able to keep long dreads or get lineups. You know, they still able to do certain things where they could merit the world into their campaign. But see, that doesn't apply with them, man. And this is what contributes to that straight get. Okay? All right, so that was it. Come on, who got some over there? Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 5:7. Make no terror to turn to the Lord and put not off day to day. The sun and shadow of wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security that shall be destroyed.
Right. So that's 2/3 of our people. Like we just quoted with Isaiah 30th chapter. You know, woe unto them that go down unto Egypt. Right, read that from the top again.
Ecclesiastes 5:7. Make no terror to turn to the Lord.
Yeah, so don't make no terror. Don't put it off. You know, if you come across a video, don't say, you know what, I'll get back to that. You know what I'm saying? I got something else going on. So make no terror. Meaning don't let it prolong. Go ahead.
And put not off day to day.
Yeah, put not off day to day. Go ahead.
For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth.
Suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth. And then once the wrath of the Lord come forth, it's too late then.
Yeah.
You're not going to have no protective edge. You ain't going to have no cover. But the Most High presented himself unto you and snared you up. Put another thought in your mind. You went forward to do something else. Go ahead.
And in thy security.
In thy security meaning what? Trusting in something carnally. Go ahead.
Thou shalt be destroyed.
Yeah, thou shalt be destroyed. Go ahead.
And perish in the day of vengeance.
Yeah, and perish in the day of vengeance.
Or can I say too, everybody is that day of vengeance, everybody have their own personal day.
Right.
All right. The day you find yourself, you know, wrapped around a telephone pole, you know, that's the day of vengeance, man. This is a scary thing, man. Or you always hear the story too. It say in that security. You always hear it. Yeah, Junior was just getting his life together, man. Just started working at McDonald's. Y'all, real talk. Y'all, it's always the story, man.
Yeah.
You know, the nigga get put down, and his family come up, man. Junebug was just, he was just, man.
He just gave his life.
Yeah, he went and got a GED.
His life ahead of
Yeah. Yeah, everything in front of him. He got a GED, man. You know? That's how the Lord gets you, man. All right? And see, that's a fearful thing, man. See? Yep, you got something? And then too, that precept really reminded me, prepared into the info. Y'all get some of this info out too.
Okay.
Because that's a part of the snare that the Lord is laying too. Come on out.
Ecclesiastes Sirach 1:13. Whoso feareth the Lord, it shall go well with him at the last, and he shall find favor in the day of his death. So they're just going back. Like I said, everybody got their day that you supposed to die. But the one that fear the Lord, fear Yahweh Shai, he'll push it back. He said, you know, but that's why I said, if you fear the Lord, you will find favor in the day of your death.
That's heavy.
You know.
Yeah, because the Lord's so heavy, it's like it. If you feel the Lord could have had your day numbered, right? But you know, you was driving and instead of you making a right, you made a left, and instead of you making a left, you made a right, and the Lord saved your life. You didn't even know it. Right? That's show you how volatile. Oh, the scriptures say that. You're one step between death, man. Okay, and that's what we're here to convey to you. We're here to introduce you to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. A power, great power that's greatly to be feared at all times. Okay? So with that, we're gonna go. Anybody got a precept?
Yeah.
All right, come on.
Back to that fear of the Lord. Ecclesiastes. Yep, Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 13, it says, whoso feareth the Lord, it shall go well with him at his last, and he shall find favor in the day of his death.
That's it.
Well,
hey, that's good. That's good. It shall go well with you in the day of his death, man. Right? So the Lord, Yahweh Shah, or the scripture tells you how the Lord knows how to preserve the wicked for the day of judgment and how to deliver the righteous, man. Okay, which these things are in the hands of Yahweh Shah. Life and death. All right, come on. Yes,
It's on Proverbs 1 and 33. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely and shall be quiet from fear of evil.
come on, man. So dwell safely. And to dwell safely translates to dwelling within the courts, the pavilion of Yahweh Shah. This house, Psalms 91. Okay, Isaiah the 4th chapter. All right, the book of Job speaks about being gathered into the barn. All those are metaphor. Revelation the 11th chapter, the inner courts, the temple. All metaphors concerning safety. Hey, let's say if you out there, you know, you feel some form of danger, you feel some form of comfort and solace and peace when you make it home. So that's what a house represents. So we dwell safely. This is that hedge of protection. We're in the presence of Yahweh Shah. Where harm can come to you here, man? If you truly, trust in the process. Because this is a process. Think not once that you can come into this, ear hustle, get the name, and you just fall back. No, you have to continue with the Lord and his temptations. Okay? All right. Anything else out there? All right, so we're gonna go rapid fire through this. Come on.
All right. This is from khn.org. It reads, the hard realities of a no job mandate for healthcare.
Can you read that again?
The hard realities of a no job mandate for healthcare workers.
Yeah, and this is what's on the table. Oh yeah, this clown Don Lemon, did y'all hear him? The Jake. He said you shouldn't be able to go into any restaurant. You don't get the chat. It was a compilation. I forget. I don't know if it was in the chat that we got or another chat that I'm on, but it was a compilation of just different ideas of what should be done to those who don't have the jab. They're not going to be able to go into supermarkets or stores, right? Arenas, different venues. It's going to come a point where you're not going to be able to make payments.
Schools.
Yep, schools.
These colleges, universities.
Oh, well, they hitting, I believe in Birmingham Southern, you heard about that?
Yeah.
They entertain and hitting you up with a $500 a week fine. Come on, man. And this fucking devil desperate, man. And we've been telling you through the spirit, man. Oh, the Apostle Hall went into that years back. How they gonna do it in classes? That's the spirit. They're gonna, and that's what they're doing. They saying police department, fire department, people in these schools.
Yeah. Who was first? The nurses, the medical,
Yep.
The medical field.
Medical field.
It was first.
So this is everything being right on schedule. The pieces is placed perfectly strategic. Everything is set up for the prophecies to emphatically come to pass, man. All right. So that was it. Did you want to read into it?
Yes, just a little bit. I'm read just a little bit. It says Christopher Richmond keeps a running tab on how many workers at the Manor Care Center.
Salakia. Walmart and Disney, they already came out. I saw that too. But you got to get the jab. See, these are draconian measures. All right, and if for nothing else, if you don't believe our works, like Yahweh said, if you don't believe our works, we've been telling through the Spirit, man. And if for nothing else, this is going to create that discomfort, that the landscape of America changing dramatically. You know, your comfort's being taken away from you. The America as you once knew it, not being the same. Heavy times, man. We're in some heavy times. Go ahead.
It said Christopher Richmond keeps a running tab on how many workers at the Manicare skilled nursing facility he manages in Western Pennsylvania have rolled up their sleeves for the jab. It says, although residents were eager for the jab this year, he counted only about 3 in 4 workers jabbed at one time. Matter of fact, let me jump down. It's like you. Okay, it says Berger, who his name Berger, it says who have seen in office, it's like who has seen in office calls for protective equipment soar. Then he set a deadline for the jab. He looked back with steely resolve over the last minute I quit text he received and the hassle of finding a new receptionist and billing and medical assistance. It says that's pretty much it. He had people walk out on him and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
And you're going to have resistance. We saw that in the NFL. What's this guy, DeAndre Hopkins? But nevertheless, this is the new reality, and that was the headline. The hard realities of having to face no jab, no jab, no job. No jab, no job. And you Americans, that drives you because America is the pit. This is a big slave quarter. That's why the average American boasts in a job. You know, I got a good job. You know? So that's gonna be taken away. If you don't comply to these draconian laws, then that's gonna be taken away. So the stage is set. All right, you got more?
I got another one. This from RT shortnews.network, and it reads, Biden seeking authority to mandate the jab nationally.
Yeah, see? That could very well be that devil Antiochus, man. Yep, the brother said here in Texas, where I'm at, they're bringing back the mask mandate as well, yeah. And you notice, I believe the Elder Malcolm, he was touching on it. I was watching one of his videos, how the people, he was showing how it was like a walk and talk. The people was going about their day to day. It was as if they was back to their freedoms. But the same barricades that was up, they never took them down. And they didn't even peep it. So that's the snare, you know. They was going to go back anyway. They was going to go back to it. You know, the best way I can simplify it, if somebody beating you, I hit you, I'm going to have to bring up. But that don't mean it ain't coming back. And that's that continual stroke in Isaiah the 14th chapter. These devils, see, biblical prophecy had to be fulfilled. This is the challenge for all of us. You can't get lured to sleep. You can't think everything back to normal, man. Expect the worst, right? Because we understand that's the story. All right, so come on. Read the headline one more time, Fly.
It reads, Biden seeking authority to mandate the jab nationally.
And in the spirit, I've been saying through the spirit, not just me, but all the brothers and most brothers out there, that word mandate, get ready. That word mandate gonna be thrown around, and you see it. Well, why do we? It wasn't that we got some crystal ball. No, it's a part of the scriptures. Revelation the 13th chapter. When you go into Revelation 13 and 16, is really dedicated to the tip being made mandate. You got to be careful what you say, certain words you say. But that thing, all right, that thing is gonna be mandated. And you're going to see that word mandate, mandatory, thrown around more and more. Go ahead,
It says Biden said he is currently looking into the legality
Mhm.
of the U.S. federal government to mandate the jab for its citizens.
Mhm.
For now, Biden says that local authorities should move in that direction, and he has inquired to see if the federal government can force
Mhm.
mandatory jabs.
That's it. You got more?
Yeah, that's
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Let's go. You got a precept?
Precept.
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go free. Yeah. We're gonna just go with these articles, then we'll get to the precept. Go ahead. We're gonna run. You got it.
This is from Rochester City newspaper. It said local employers hesitate to impose vaccine mandates due to work shortages. As the Delta variant leads to
Oh, now you got one. I believe one. That was you. I believe in the video. You got certain people out there that's not letting you in their restaurant unless you didn't take the jab. Now, you're gonna have a big. See, that's about to be another civil war again, as well. You got these states these consensual states. They're gonna bump heads. They're gonna come up against other states, and really around the Bible Belt. So, and that's Isaiah the 19th chapter in the 2nd verse. The Lord said He would set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. Yahweh Shai even made the statement: if a house divided, it'll be left to desolation. So we're in a time where the movie is action-packed. You know, you're not going to be able to go and get no popcorn. You can't take a bathroom break. You got to be glued in because everything is taking place. So you're going to have on the flip side, some company, some business, they're going to say, man, look, man, I ain't going to enforce it. So beautiful time. Go ahead,
As the Delta variant leads to increasing numbers of COVID-19 cases, and some governments are starting to require the employees to get jabbed, private employers are taking a closer look at such policies. But something is standing in their way. What's holding them back is if they implement a jab mandate, people will quit or people won't apply.
The Lord has truly man called all your how about you now shine, man. All right, the Lord said He will mingle a perverse spirit here in Babylon, which we go into the word perverse, it means to turn. All right, meaning you're not going to have a straight. What's that? Job, he will be in straits. Okay, this man is not going to have a free path. You know, it's turbulent, a lot of bumps, and this man cannot get his agenda off the ground, man. The Lord will not give this man over to his devices. He will not save of that which he desired, man. That's the comfort of the scriptures, and we watch it play out. But remember, this devil is going to revert to his attributes. And that's Revelation the 12th chapter. He's going to come down with great wrath because he's not going to have time to keep playing, man. He's going to send out his military. And that's already happening around the earth. Matter of fact, I think one of y'all brothers got that too. You got more over there on this up?
It's a little bit more.
Okay, run through that. Then we let the Zion on.
Okay. Go back. People will quit or people won't apply, said Beth Cordelo. I'm saying it right. A labor and employment authority. Going down. Can get to the point. Said a mandatory jab has always been acceptable in workplaces, and even though some people are hesitant of resistance to COVID-19 jabs that are available. Cordio said employers have the law on their side.
Damn.
Well, there are certain laws out there. Like they got religious exemptions, which up in New York, they said, man, the hell with your religious exemption. Oh, they got, now you got to have apps. Inside, I believe it's in New York and other states. I don't know if in California. They got like apps. You got to have a phone showing that you've been next. Right? And it's going to get to a point where you ain't going to be able to walk in the grocery. You walk in the grocery store, you might hear, you know, red light siren go off. Yeah, let me see your phone, sir. You know what I mean? You ain't got the app, man.
Brother did a good video. Tell him about the dog.
Oh, they got a robotic dog.
Yeah, with the scan.
Mm-hmm. They can scan and see if you got it or not. See if you're gonna catch a fever.
Yeah, that's why Spirit, man, he mentioned them dogs. They ordering them dogs, and he mentioned, I forgot what country. Yeah, America already got them on deck, and them dogs can unpick. They can pick the lock on your door, man. You hear somebody coming in, clicking. You niggas gonna be driven to your feet. You sitting back watching. You got some Doritos.
Brand.
Yeah, nigga. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Brand, you gonna get caught with your pants down. Guaranteed. Nigga watching some old highlights of Steph Curry. And goddamn, you hear that dog coming in the door. Clink, 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 clink.
Ticket.
And you can't do like on Friday. You know, nigga threw the salami.
Yeah,
No, you're not gonna reason with him. Oh, that's in Terminator. Where he said, you can't reason, he can't be paid off, he can't be bought, he can't be reasoned with. But that's these mechanical dogs. And there's other robots. Oh, they put on an exhibition in the Olympics. Did y'all see that? Where at halftime they had robots shooting free throws, man. If you can shoot a free throw, you can shoot an SK.
that's right. And then he can shoot an SK while anything is counteracting his whole movement. Like somebody, just say for instance, somebody drop kicking him. He's still gonna be able to shoot the SK.
Oh, shit.
Pinpoint with it.
Yeah, oh,
Still
man.
hit his target.
Well, that's those senators, like the brother brought out.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, yeah.
Fret not if you're in this truth, though, man. All right, this is meant to happen. But if you ain't right, beware. Because, motherfucker drop down a helicopter, be a box. Box laying in your front yard. And motherfucker come out, a transformer come out.
Chicken.
With he after you. You know what I mean? He don't want nobody but you. Your phone. Your chip and your phone connected, yeah. And the only way, you gotta turn your location off of some shit.
Finish off this article. It said if a company mandates a jab policy in its workplace, the employer must still allow exceptions for employees who have sincerely held religious beliefs.
That's see, you see how everything come together. Why all of a sudden religion got to come up? See, how about Shema Shah is going to make Esau bear one way or the other. That's that snap. That Esau got to show that he don't really care about the Bible now. That's how I call Yahweh Shai is, man. Because that's the one that, okay, that's Psalm 50. That's going to be brought into its perfection. You cast my words behind you. Because when you throw that religion exempted, Esau going to say, man, the hell with that. You're going to kick in your door, and you're going to have a motherfucker, man, reading, you're in violation of Section 8, 1B, 2, 3. Them fuckers did that with the natives, man. So we not ignorant of your devices. We know that you're the same old serpent. That old serpent from old. All right, you got more?
Finish off. Who have sincerely held religious beliefs or medical conditions that prevent them from accepting the shot. However, the federal government has said.
However, fuck that. That's the word right there. Right? What? Religion? What? Fuck that. Yeah, go ahead.
However, the federal
High
government.
blood pressure.
However, the federal government has said that COVID-19 possesses enough of a risk to the public to override any such accommodation, meaning any employee could lose their job for refusing.
Hey, come on, man. Oh, now we just had yesterday, less than 24 hours. Well, now it's activated where you got to be kicked out of your home, and that's in the scriptures. Okay. So now, come on, give me what you got. That was it on that?
That's it.
All right, come on, Zion.
Yeah, this is from the sign.com, and this is happening over there in Australia. This was coming to the United States.
Mm-hmm.
It says the title, "What the fuck?" It says,
Hey, with that, come on, man. Hey, man, we're in heavy time. We're in a time now where it can't be. You can't blanket it. You can't sugarcoat this nothing, man. You gotta face reality. Come on, up.
It says Australia deploys.
I wish we could have put that article up. Read the headline again.
It says, what the fuck? Australia deploys helicopters and soldiers to order people to go home in one of the world's strictest C-19 lockdowns.
Come on, man. All right, you don't think that's coming over to America? Of course it is, man. Got to remember, this is a global system. The brother just read it in Revelation, the 3rd chapter, which the hour of temptation will try the world. It's going to come over here to America, okay? So that's pretty much it. You want to read into that?
Yeah, I got some more.
Okay.
This guy, he filmed the thing going on. He said, where it says one man caught a chopper shouting out "stay at home" orders from a loudspeaker and shared it online.
From the chopper?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And also, they fine people for coming outside their homes too. It says, Australia is enforcing one of the most severe lockdowns in the world and recently called in the military to help enforce its zero C-19 strategy. Under the government's policy, rule breakers caught ignoring the latest regulations will be slugged with a $500 fine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's right. Like the brother put, the kingdom is not. Everything is tested overseas, then brought to America. Now, there's a method to that madness, if you will. That's your how about some outside, giving you example, before it come home. It's something like a meteorologist, you get the forecast. So, the things that's written in the scriptures is now being brought more and more to the forefront. And guess what's going to happen? Your vain opinions, you scoffers and scorners, those who come up against this word, whether sincere or not, you can sincerely be off. But guess what? Your vain opinion is going to take more of a back seat. The more this thing open up, man, you're going to know that this word is what the counsel of the Lord shall stand. Okay? So did you still have that precept up?
I know.
All right. So that's pretty much it with that. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash.
Double honors to our teachers, the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the brothers that labored in his work. And as always, you believers, the Akim as well as the Aqua, those of you who subscribe to this truth as well. Till the next time, Shalom.
Shalom, ETA, Abba,
Soon.
Very soon. Like, night.
Up to you, demons
Money
and
for
you
it.
monsters. You goons and goblins.
Take bank account. Money.
Check it out.